And we're going to get into this. So, in the bottom right, playing as the trolls once again, we've got Saitama up against NakamuraRTS, playing as the Dark Elves up in the top left.
Yep. And something interesting that he just did, I don't know if this is deliberate or the motivation, but he rang the bell to get all the workers to come back home, and then he unrang it, send them out. I don't know if that helps with worker pathing or population, or if it was a misclick. I'm going to have to maybe check the replay to see what's going on with that. Or his stream, maybe he addresses it. But yeah, in terms of the openings for Saitama, we've got, looks like 2 hunting huts, two tree choppers, and a stone breaker. Excuse me, 3 tree choppers. That makes more sense. So 3, 2, 1, and he's not building his next 2 buildings, which is smart. Instead, he is upgrading his first sector, since the troll workers take a little while to come out, and so you don't want to tie up those resources unnecessarily.
Makes sense.
Yeah. As for the routes, it looks like they're going the same route so far, which is, going left 1 and then left 1 is weird. I'm going to talk about this from Saitama's perspective for the moment. Left 1 and then up 1. Now, in a moment here, we'll see if they diverge in terms of if they continue going, towards their opponent half, or if they teleport back to continue along, quote unquote, their half.
I love that, like, it's so mirrored, even, like, the scouting units that are going across the map to check their opponent's base are, like,
Sure.
exactly the same distance.
That's true. One thing I'll note is that trolls don't actually start with the Smasher, but it is quite typical to make that something you start immediately. And it looks like, yeah, we've got it pretty darn mirrored. Nakamura is a little bit ahead in terms of his hero path, which might just reflect, different heroes. And he's also successfully pulled Saitama's creeps to maybe slow him down a little bit on clearing that camp.
Yeah, although I guess that does mean that his eye banner comes up a bit more smoothly, but...
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it was like a nice little... I think the idea was nice, it just didn't work out quite as... Oh, and he actually loses the scout as well, oh.
That is unfortunate.
So yeah, I like the idea, but yeah, actually it kind of backfired, especially when losing that scout. And oh, we have some harass coming in on both sides, actually. Yeah.
The Troll Smasher, I think, is generally going to be more impactful. But at the same time, the Spider, I think, has taken down a couple of workers and forced the 1 Stonebreaker to be empty. And Nakamura has sent out a pair of spiders to try and deal with the Smasher. 2 spiders are not going to kill a Smasher, but
I guess
if he ignores them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say if he doesn't actually hit the spiders back, yeah, he might actually lose some stuff to them, or he might even lose the Smasher to them. But no, I think he's just gonna retreat.
Sure. Yeah, no, I think he's trying to get the value by killing the workers, and then once it gets low enough, he'll run it away.
Or he could just smush one of these spiders, but... Oh wow, yeah, this Smasher is a lot stronger than these spiders. Like, I hadn't quite appreciated the difference there in strength.
It is dramatic. Yeah, you'd need... I'm not exactly sure how many spiders. Maybe 4 would do it, but 2 does not do it, I can promise you.
Right, yeah, if I was thinking like StarCraft terms, it'd be like a Zealot up against Zerglings kind of power level difference.
That's a good analogy. Although, yeah, it's a good analogy. I don't know if it's exactly the right ratios, but it's definitely the right kind of idea.
Yeah. And oh wow, Saitama's actually pulling this hard camp now.
Mm-hmm. Trolls are pretty good at clearing hard camps early. He is giving up his northern sector to do it, but trolls do not need that many sectors, and trolls can't use iron, so that sector is not as important for him.
Oh, we're gonna see this Smasher go down?
It's certainly possible. It is wasting a good chunk of time, but I'm guessing it will get picked off here in a minute once his blink goes off cooldown. Oh, jukes it. Very nicely done.
And then the Smasher actually restoring health. It isn't taking damage in a while.
Yeah. This is wasting a lot of time. So very well done by Saitama. It's given him enough time to clear the hard camp.
Oh, and another juke on the blink. Oh. Alright, the infiltrator is actually hitting the smasher now, so I think it will go. Oh, is it actually going to go down eventually?
I mean, eventually, you know, probably by the end of the game.
Okay, alright, the blink comes in. Alright, and
There
now the
you
kill
go.
comes in. But that was at
That's
least a minute of time.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big thorn in his side in terms of worker harassment. I don't know if it was quite worth it, but I'm sure Nakamura was expecting that to go down a lot quicker than it did.
Yeah, I don't think he expected to get juked twice.
Broken ankles for sure. Now there's a race for Nakamura's Medusa. Nakamura is going to get there first, but I don't think he'll be able to finish him off before Saitama arrives.
Yeah, and actually there's like 3 smashers with this army, so...
That's a lot stronger than what Naka has, and he is pulling, which I feel like he needs to get in, grab the flag, and start upgrading it, or this could get really messy for him.
Yeah, I guess he just wants to pull them away, pick off what he can, and...
If Saitama wasn't coming, that would be the correct play, but unfortunately for him, Saitama's going to grab the flag first, so we'll have to see if Nakamura can reclaim it. He does have a lot more units that have arrived.
Yeah,
and
I guess...
Saitama is not level 5 yet.
Yeah, I guess like the thing here is like, even if Nakamura had managed to kill all the Medusas that he'd pulled away, like he'd still be behind technically.
Yes and no. There still are a lot of unupgraded sectors.
Sorry,
so,
just he's so low. I think he went down to like 100 health there.
Yeah.
I don't know, we've got this fight coming in. Platebringer actually loots that bag as well, so stealing all these potions. Lots of smashers here going up against all these spiders, and yeah, the spiders are not going to win this.
No. No, this is not looking great.
And oh wow, Guardian just kind of sitting there is now taking a bit of like free hits. Oh, and what does Nakamura do from this like point?
So that's a good question. I think he is looking, or he was looking to kind of take the mirrored sector, and unfortunately for him, Saitama has anticipated that and has upgraded it. So I feel like he probably should try and knock out some of those unupgraded flags to regain some map control. But I'm sure Saitama is going to try and prevent that. And unfortunately for him, he has not picked correctly if that was his plan. He's going towards an upgraded sector at the moment.
That's unfortunate. Oh, loses a free unit at the back of his army. That's not what you want to have happen. And I guess now he's kind of like scouting. If that's like really the only thing you can really do now is like do a little bit of damage, get a bit of scouting, like kind of understand what the game state is like.
I mean, taking out the throwing camp is nice. That will prevent Saitama from upgrading his units for a little while. Ooh, poor spider and infiltrator.
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate. And that's more XP here for Saitama.
He doesn't quite get level 5 off of it, but he's getting real close. That's going to be a huge power spike.
He might if these rallied units keep running in.
Yeah.
Alright, Nakamura notices though, and he's like, alright, wait, I had an infiltrator.
Yep. Doing a little bit of harassment to that middle base. But Saitama teleports in, gets a little more XP, presumably.
Oh, he has to actually kill the spiders.
Run!
Alright, he squishes one. The other one's gonna run away. So, okay. Not the end of the world there for Nakamura, but I think he's still behind.
I would agree. It is somewhat inevitable. Trolls can body you early game, and so maybe this is kind of where he's supposed to be. He's kind of supposed to be behind at this stage, but it's he needs to make something happen.
Yeah, I did see, I think it was actually Saitama who was posting something on the Discord about when each faction gets their kind of like, when are they strong at each part in the game. Right. And I think the point he was making with that was that like Dark Elves, or one of the points he was making with it, sorry, was that Dark Elves really get strong late game.
Yes. Yeah, so if Nakamura can just kind of stabilize and not die, eventually he'll get to the late game. And I think he's doing a pretty good job of that. Saitama and Nakamura are on the same supply, which I feel like trolls more typically are going to have a bigger supply. But on the flip side, Saitama has been upgrading his army pretty effectively. So those are pretty high quality units as a consequence. Going very heavily into the throwers, maybe to forestall any, try to transition into, oh god, what are the name of the bug units? The flyers, you know what I'm talking about? For the Dark Elves?
I know the one you mean. I don't remember the name of them, but I know the
I
one.
want to call them Mutalisks, but that is not their name.
Oh, and a couple of free
Oh,
unit
no.
pickoffs. I think they kind of gotten, I want to say like misrallied or something. They got caught on those stairs.
That's huge. That's level 5.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of power spikes, this is when
Yep.
this particular unit gets...
Oh,
Oh, that doesn't actually one-shot the spiders, but...
it almost does.
Oh, actually, the poison from it, actually, I think will kill a bunch as well, so... Yeah, that's
Yep.
looking really spooky right now.
I would agree.
But Nakamura, I think he's going to stabilize. I think he's going to drive this back. The scouting post, that extra bit of damage is...
It upgraded too to the frontier post, which is nice.
Oh, right, that just happened right now, actually, so...
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
timing
pause
on
for just a
that.
second. We might be a little missynced. There we go. The one thing that helps the spiders out a little bit is they, unlike most tier 1 units, which have negative magic resistance, they have 0 magic resistance. So even though they have low health, they don't get insta-killed at the moment by that ultimate ability. Though with the poison, that maybe doesn't matter so much.
Okay, alright, yeah, it's the infiltrators that are the ones that are more vulnerable to getting killed by spells.
And in fact, most tier 1 units, spiders are unusual. They both deal magic damage and are not weak to magic damage.
Oh, now let's smash her. Went on a bit of a journey there.
On an adventure, yeah. Gets inside the training hut, which if it gets trained, it'll go to full health.
Oh, that's looking pretty good. Oh, that's a lot of extra damage coming in.
Takes down some units there. That's painful.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's a wall breaker with this as well. So Saitama's just like, I want to smash something.
I mean, he needs to. With what we were saying a minute ago. Okay. Poor infiltrator gets out.
Yeah, actually, Nakamura's just rallying units through this base right now, which is not where they want to be. A bunch of free spider kills are going to come in.
But it's hard to avoid with the positioning. That's one of the problems with Saitama having taken that base. Makes the rallies very awkward.
And I guess, yeah, Saitama pressuring this base as well. I think maybe it isn't like intended on his part, but it's definitely something nice is that the rally is forced to go through his base to reach there.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised. Saitama's a very strong player. It would not surprise me at all if that is deliberate on his part. He's deliberately targeting a spot which forces the rallies to have this problem. Having said that, Nakamura is holding. He hasn't taken too many big hits, and he's adjusted his rallies to deal with that problem we were talking about. So if he keeps this up, maybe he'll be able to get his power spike going.
Yeah, oh, but that's another big hit. And I think, yeah, Saitama can just keep doing this, right? He can just keep running back, waiting for the cooldown, waiting for the focus to come back.
Yep. It is a 40-second cooldown, which isn't that long.
Oh, he loses. I think it was a Skull Crusher that went down. Oh, but that's a hero that went down there for Nakamura, and
that is bad.
That is not a good trade.
No, it's not great. I mean, oh no, he needs to hold this frontier post. And the wall breaker is there. He is kiting somewhat effectively. The wall breaker is hitting units, which I guess is working out just fine.
Yeah, because like, yeah, Saitama just wants to kill this army, and yeah, we're down to like 10 population now.
Yep, that might be it.
Yeah, Nakamura doesn't have an army anymore. Is probably gonna lose his outpost. The hero is still down. Yep. Saitama's up at level 6 against the level 4, so Yeah,
Yeah.
he's looking pretty
Yeah,
good.
not getting that level 5 with Saitama hitting the level 5. Honestly, I think those couple of spiders, not necessarily misrallied, but picked off on the stairs. I think that was maybe the most impactful moment of this game, because then
Yeah,
for the big army fight, you had one person with level 5 and the other person without it, and that's always huge. You
yeah.
need
There
to
was
have
there was
something
just
to
like
offset it.
a couple of times like that where like a couple of extra units got picked off.
Yep.
Whether it was like a poor rally that, or I say poor rally, like a miss rally, or in the case of those stairs, I think they just got caught on them and
Yeah,
weren't able to get out. And yeah, like just that little bit of extra XP like made a huge difference.
it really did. And now Saitama is just ignoring Nakamura almost and smashing down his bases.
Yeah, and there goes the hero. And I think that's GG. Nakamura's just like that. Like he's
Yep.
clearly like, yeah, I'm way behind at this point. And for as much as Dark Elves will have a big power spike at the end of the game, they have to
Yep.
get there first. And
Yep.
Saitama did a very good job of making sure that didn't happen. So
He did. He picked his moment and went in hard. And Nakamura did get to tier 2, I believe, but nah, not enough. Not soon enough. Not hard enough. Not quick enough.
yeah, and I guess
Uh,
like ideally you want to be on even ground when you're like, that's kind of the goal, right? Is to stay even with your opponent while you get that
yeah.
advantage. And Saitama just did a very good job of denying
Finding it.
that. Yeah. So
For sure.
that was game one. We're gonna have to get into two, which I assume is gonna be up any moment now.
It is. Yep. Just popped up.